The British Parliament has been razed to the ground again, and this time the target is white, working class, young men. Yes, 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 yes. Our so-called egalitarian leftists have once again sacrificed the sons and daughters of this country as they gloat about the youth pact secretly struck with Europe. Today I'm going to show you how the Starmer government is selling out Britain's young people, especially the ignored. There's anger, there's irony, there's a lot of truth in this video. If you're ready, let's get started. But first, press the like button, subscribe, because on this channel we speak the truth without cutting, without slapstick.
Estimate then.
With youth unemployment higher in Europe, in countries like France, Spain, Portugal and Sweden, I can see why the EU pushed for a youth mobility scheme to help get their youth unemployment figures down. So can the Prime Minister tell the House what impact assessment he has done on his youth scheme for youth unemployments for young Brits, particularly white working class boys who suffer the most? And can he tell the House today the cap he has put on numbers for people coming into the UK? If he can't, this is a bitter betrayal of British youth.
Mr. Speaker, this provides young people in the United Kingdom the opportunity to work, to study and to travel in Europe. It is going to be a capped scheme of limited duration and with visas, something, again, everybody said we couldn't negotiate. We have negotiated. And in relation to her question about what we're doing for young people in this country, she should look to the trailblazer schemes that we set up that are helping young people back into work.
A member of Parliament in the British Parliament, kudos to her, asked Starmer directly, with youth unemployment rates in Europe at an all-time high, is this deal meant to fix those numbers? And what impact will it have on our young people, especially white working-class men? Then she dropped the second bombshell. How many people will come to Britain under this agreement? Have you set a limit? And look at the response. Starmer says, this agreement offers young people opportunities to work, study and travel in Europe. As if our young people are already shuttling between Cambridge and Paris. Moreover, he mentioned, we have our Trailblazer programs. Trailblazer? Ah, yes. No one knows about those programs, but go ahead and explain them, Keir. Maybe one day someone will be impressed. Now, let's pause and think. What exactly did Starmer do? He signed a youth mobility agreement with the European Union. But look, no one is questioning who this is for. Youth unemployment is sky high in Europe. Spain is at 30% and France is a lie. So what did these countries do? They came to us. Look, your young people aren't working anyway. Let's send ours over and you can call it an international agreement and no one will understand. And Starmer accepted it without batting an eyelid, because for this man, everything coming from Europe is sacred. Concepts like sovereignty, control, and local youth, these don't exist in his vocabulary. So, who is losing out? It's not the young people sipping flat whites in London's trendy cafes. No, the ones losing out are the white working-class youths trying to apprentice in Sheffield, waiting for work in Sunderland, forced to drop out of school at 16. In other words, the people who have carried this country's burden for years but are now invisible to politicians. And there's a cap. Wow. No numbers, but they say there's a cap. What does that mean? By the time they tell you, we've imposed a limit, those numbers have already been exceeded. Remember, immigration policy started the same way. And let's talk about this Trailblazer story. It's a complete PR stunt. No one I asked has heard of it or seen it. But plane tickets are ready for 100,000 young people coming from Europe. And don't forget this, my friend. Starmer feels responsible not to the young people of this country, but to the Brussels bureaucracy. Because his real goal is to slowly reintegrate into the EU, step by step, agreement by agreement, swallow by swallow. So, do you think this agreement really supports British youth, or are they exporting European unemployment to us? Write in the comments. Are those who say British youth first right? Or those who say cooperation with Europe is good? Remember, there are still people who will defend this country, and this channel is their voice. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's speak out together against this nonsense. See you in the next video. And yes, If anyone knows what a trailblazer is, please write it in the comments.